Greetings! Welcome back, everyone. This time, I have a Magicka Warden for you, and boy, is it a good build. I played this build for like 10 days now, maybe even 2 weeks, I don't know. One of the best builds I've ever made. So much fun to play, so strong. This build has everything. I'm really happy to be able to show you this build. It's a pretty simple build as well. No crazy sets or anything. So yeah, let's just start right away. If we take a look at our stats, we have 37.5k Magicka. That's a decent amount of Magicka, I would say. We got a decent amount of health. 23k is actually enough for PvP, but since we're a warden and we get the minor toughness when we heal, we get a little more. We get 10% more. So yeah, we hit over 25k, which is pretty decent, especially because this is a light armor build. So 25k in light armor, pretty decent. Can't complain about that. The stamina also pretty high, almost 17k on a Magicka build. I explained to you why this is and why we need this. We take a look at the regens. They look pretty nice, I gotta say. We just buff up here. We got a lot of regens, and if we take a resource, we're sitting at 2400 Magicka and 1800 stamina recovery. 1800 stamina recovery on a Magicka build. That's unheard of. But there's a reason why we have this, because this is really what unlocks the potential of this build. The awesome sustain on both ends, really important. The spell damage, of course, let me buff up once again. We're sitting at 3.2k. If we hit something with our back bar, we should be sitting at 3.7-ish. around this, and I think with the resource buff, we just about hit 4k. So that's a decent amount of spell damage as well. The spell and critical resistance is of course not that high, but I think it's pretty decent for a light armor build. Almost 20k on the spell resistance, 17.5k on the physical resistance. That's not bad. You can't be mad about that. And of course, our spell penetration sitting here at 10k. When we hit someone with the fissure, that of course adds another 5.3k on top. So we're sitting at like 15k penetration. Those are pretty decent stats, not gonna lie. And 42.6% spell critical. Can't complain about that. If we take a look at our effects here, we are running the Apprentice. Just getting a little more extra spell damage doesn't hurt, because we have a lot of sustain, and due to the way the build is played, we're pretty bulky. So all that we needed is a little extra damage. We got this from the Apprentice, so pretty awesome. We are a vampire, and this is mandatory. Okay, do not play this as a non-vamp. You need the extra regen, and you need one of the skills. It's important. So vampire, please. We're running the Witch Mother's Potent Brew on this build because it's awesome. It's such a cheap food. It's so good. The Magicka recovery, the max Magicka, and the max health. It's all this build needs. So yeah, I think it's the best food that you can go for. Since we're not going for a health regen, because we're a vampire and this is not a health regen build, we don't need anything else that offers like health regen, like the citrus fillet or something. So yeah, pretty cheap so far. Let's take a look at the sets. We are running Amber Plasm. My first build with Amber Plasm. I finally got like enough pieces to do like an Amber Plasm build, so I'm really happy so that I can really do this now. I've been holding off on the Amber Plasm for so long, but now it's finally here. Such a great set. Damage wise, it offers quite a bit. 1 max Magicka, 1 spell damage, 1 spell critical. That's not bad. But the big highlight is of course the 250 if you gold it out 250, on the purple 240, Magicka and stamina recovery. That is a big deal. That is a big deal. Just the raw recovery on both ends, so good. And what could you pair this set with that wouldn't really make sense? Of course, Shacklebreaker. Shacklebreaker, our second set. Gives you the spell damage, gives you the Magicka, gives you the recovery. Such a nice all-around set. That's why we have so much stamina and so much stamina regen on a Magicka build. And you usually wouldn't run that much, but trust me, the way I play this build is really stamina heavy. A lot of dodge rolls, a lot of break freeze, you know, you're 1vxing a lot. People jump on you, and having the big stamina pool and the big stamina regen is really important. And I'll explain in a minute why this is such a nice combo and why we can really utilize the stamina so well. Let us take a look at the other set. We're running Bloodspawn as our monster set because it gives a little bit of extra bulkiness. You know, we get a little bit extra armor out of it, which is pretty nice. And of course, we get the stam recovery. The stam recovery is a big deal because, you know, we're stacking the stam recovery on this build, and this is just one more extra bonus that we can get. And of course, not to forget the ultimate gen that we can get from the set. Really good, and it ties in well with how this build works because we have 3 sources of like extra ultimate gen, and that's pretty fucking awesome, if I do say so myself. So yeah, this is all light armor, of course. We got the look at this golden necklace. Ooh, that thing looks sexy. Of course, you can like distribute the sets the way you want. I got them all over the place. If you have the right pieces, put them the way you want. But of course, the jewelry, all arcane with spell damage and chance, important. We got the double ice staff on this build. Reason is, you know, Warden gets extra ice damage, of course, so your light and heavy attacks do a little more damage. But overall, like, the main reason is the strong Magicka block that you get. You can block with Magicka, which is awesome, and on the front and the back bar. So it doesn't matter if you're going offensive or if you're going defensive. You always have your ice staff. You can always block, mitigate a lot of damage, and not use your stamina. So you can use your stamina to dodge roll a lot, and that's the reason we have so much stamina recovery. We can basically, like, I don't know, dodge like 4 or 5 times in a row, and we just regen so much stamina in such a short amount of time. And the mix between blocking with the ice staff, dodging, blocking with the ice staff, dodging is so good, because you dodge and you regen that stamina in like a couple seconds, and then you can dodge roll again and you block. And so you have a mix of like Magicka defense and stamina defense. And since our both regens are so high, you just get the resources back so fast. It's amazing. I love it. Of course, infused on the back bar with a weapon damage enchant, so we get the most damage out of it. Really important. On the front bar, I went with sharpened. You can go with Nirnhoned if you want. Sharpened for the extra penetration, really nice. So yeah, this is. Oh, we even, let me see. I said we had 10k. I think I said we had 10k penetration. That's not right. We have 12.6k. So we actually go up to like 17k, almost 18k penetration on this build. Sorry for that. But yeah, if you do want it in Nirnhoned, you can always do Nirnhoned. That's also a good option. But I would really stick with Sharpened or Nirnhoned just for the extra damage. There's, I don't know, people would say Sharpened does a little more damage. I don't know if that's true. It doesn't really matter. If you have it in Sharpened or Nirnhoned, either one is fine. The enchant that you put on is also your choice. I went with the frost damage here because it's the highest damage that we can get due to the before mentioned Warden passives that give extra damage to frost damage. So this is a good thing. But you could also go for like a resource drain enchantment or something, whatever you like. Yeah, the big pieces are infused, of course, with the Tristat enchants. We always do that. It's expensive, I know, but you know, I just like the extra bulkiness that you get. You get more health out of it. You get more stamina out of it, and the amount of magicka that you lose is not a big deal, really. It's not a big deal. And the smaller pieces are impen, except this one. I only got it in the vines. But if you have all impen pieces, I would highly suggest putting impen on all the pieces. So yeah, that's basically it. Let's move on to the skills. On the front bar, we have our bread and butter damage ability, Deep Fissure. This is awesome. You cast it. It takes 3 seconds. You have 3 seconds to line it up. It's actually pretty easy to hit. It's a big AoE. If you look at the area effect, 20 times 7 meters. So 7-meter radius. That's basically the range, the melee range, and you have that in terms of width. And then 20 meters out in front of you, that's a lot. People don't really realize how much distance the Deep Fissure can cover. You can hit people from pretty far away with it, and it does a lot of damage. Afflicts them with the minor breach, the major breach, which is awesome. Just gives you more damage overall. Pretty nice. One thing I want to mention is the 3 seconds that this takes to go off is enough to charge up a full heavy attack. So if you want to go for that, Deep Fissure, full heavy attack, and then you go into your DPS rotation. So that way you can get like a really nice high damage splat on people. I one-shot people with this. You know, if you have like a squishy player, they just get one-shot by this. The second skill is Invigorating Drain. This is our main stun, but it does more than that. As you know, Warden doesn't really have a good reliable stun. This patch, they got another stun, but it's I don't know. It's clunky to use. It's not very good. This is awesome. You can cancel it really fast. It deals a decent amount of damage. If you cancel it fast enough, sometimes it doesn't really show the animation, so your opponent sometimes doesn't realize that they're stunned because it takes like a second for the animation to play if you cancel it really fast. So that gives you an advantage. But of course, depending on what kind of morph you pick, I picked the Invigorating Drain because I want the extra ultimate gen. The extra ultimate gen is really, really nice for this build because, like I said, we have Bloodspawn, which gives us a good amount of ultimate back. We have the Invigorating Drain, which even if you just cancel it, it gives you the 5 ultimate right away. So you can, you know, incorporate this in your rotation and get a little extra. Or if you want, you can just channel it. You just hold the channel and get like a lot of ultimate back. And then we're also using the Shimmering Shield, which gives us the Major Heroism, which is insane. And this all combined, you just have ultimates for days. Really, it's amazing. But mainly this is the stun. And the way you do it is you do the Deep Fissure, Light Attack, Invigorating Drain, block cancel, and then you go into your DPS with the next skill, which is Crushing Shock. This is your spammable. You wanna do like the Light Attack, Crushing Shock weave if you can. Just get the extra Light Attack in is really good. Like I said, if you go for like if you want to go for a big damage splat on someone who's like, you know, not paying attention and you just want to hit them from behind, you go for the Deep Fissure, fully charged heavy attack into a Crushing Shock. That's a lot of damage. Can hit people for like 20k. Like I said, I one-shot people with this. This is really strong. The next skill, Bird of Prey. This is mainly our major expedition buff and the minor berserk. That's all we needed for. It's amazing. Gives you the extra damage, gives you the extra speed. Pretty awesome. The next skill is Inner Light. This is mainly for the extra max Magicka and the spell crit that you get. Yeah, you get a little bit of extra Magicka regen if you have it on your bar. Not a big deal, but this is all we use it for. We don't really use it actively. You can to pull people out, but it doesn't work that great. So I would suggest just having it as a passive buff on your bar. I always like to do that. You know, the extra max Magicka is really nice, and the extra crit, of course, helps a lot. The next skill is Northern Storm. You can pick the other morph if you want. The other morph is a little more, gives you a little longer tankiness because it goes 12 seconds. This one only lasts for 8 seconds, but it does twice the amount of damage, and it gives you 15% extra max Magicka for 30 seconds. That's a big deal if you want to go for, like, you know, a big hit on multiple people. You can really use the strong dot from this, the extra protection that you get, and of course the 15% max Magicka. So this gets us up to, I think, 41 or 42, 41 or 42k Magicka if we cast this. It's pretty nice, pretty nice. And like I said, with the ultimate gen that we have, we can actually pull this out quite a lot. You know, if someone really feeds you some projectiles that you can absorb with your Shimmering Shield and your blood spawn procs, and you do the invigorating drain, you can have it up every 30 seconds basically. It's amazing. So you have a lot of uptime on this thing. And on the back bar, we have Enchanted Growth. This is our burst heal. Not just for yourself, but you can also heal others with this, which is pretty nice if you play with friends, or if you just want to help your faction. This is pretty decent. And of course, you get the minor intellect from it. So you get even more Magicka recovery, which is really decent, especially on this build. I like it. The next skill is Living Trellis. This is like it's just like the best Warden skill ever. It's such a nice heal. It heals you when you take damage, and you can just recast it to get a burst heal out of it. This heal alone can keep you alive. But if you couple it with, like, the burst heal and this one, you have so much healing power. It's amazing, really. And of course, you can also put this on others and help them out, get some healing. And yeah, it's such an amazing skill. Really, I love this one. The next skill is Shimmering Shield. We talked about it. This is such a good defense for, like, ranged opponents. You just absorb all the projectiles. You get a lot of ultimate for reflecting projectiles, and you get a lot of Magicka back if you reflect them. So it's kind of an expensive skill, but you get enough Magicka back to make it actually pretty cheap. You know, you can basically just spam this and you never run out of Magicka because you have so much regen. And this is due to the Magicka restore that you get from it when you reflect something. It's not that cheap anymore, and yeah, it's not that expensive anymore. So it's pretty cheap, and yeah, it's amazing. Just this skill alone, so much defense. I love it. Next skill, Ice Fortress. Of course, this is our main source of armor buff, Major Resolve, and what's the other one called? Oh no, this is Major Resolve is the armor buff now. We put this together. I forgot. This patch, Major Resolve, is both spell and physical. And yeah, and you get the minor protection, which is awesome. Also a great group buff. Hits other people, so if you want to support your group with a little bit extra tankiness, this is the way to go. Next skill, of course, Blue Betty. Such a simple skill. Such a simple skill. Gives you a lot of Magicka back. It's like roughly like 200 regen that you get from the Blue Betty. So on top of our like 2400 regen, and we heal ourselves, and we might be sitting at like almost 2700 regen, and then you put this on top, and you're sitting at almost like 3k regen. It's amazing. You get so much sustain. And of course, this gives you a small heal when you recast it due to the Warden passives. It gives you the spell damage and gives you a weapon damage buff now. And it cleanses every 5 seconds automatically. Or if you recast it, it also cleanses. So yeah, you can just active cleanse or like passively cleanse. Doesn't matter. And it's free. You know, you can just spam it. You can just spam it to get some effects off. It only cleanses one effect, but I mean, it's free, you know? What do you want? And the next one, our ultimate, is Healing Thicket. Really strong healing ultimate, super cheap, only costs 90 ultimate. On this build, the Healing Thicket is up all the time. You cast it, it's gone, boom, it's back up, you cast it again. The only thing I have to say about this, it's still kind of hard to cast sometimes when you have a lot of pressure on you and you got to move around and dodge roll and block and shit. The quick cast ground abilities is still not really working that well. So I died a lot of times because I couldn't put it down, unfortunately. But if you get it down on the ground, god damn it, it is a nice skill. It gives you a lot of healing and just allows you to go on the offensive. You know, sometimes I even cast it when I don't need the heal, just because I wanna make sure that I can just turn on an opponent. You know, because I know they're doing a lot of damage, and even if I have a lot of health, still I put it down so I can just turn and just be offensive for a couple seconds and just push him back. It really helps. And since it's so cheap, it's amazing. Like I said, it's up all the time. You have so much ultimate gen. You get it every couple seconds. It's amazing. So yeah, that's the skills, ladies and gentlemen. Let's jump into the CPs. Okay, we're running 51 Ironclad, 77 Resistant, 43 in Hardy and Elemental Defender, 56 in Quick Recovery. In the green tree, 37 Warlord, 19 in Sprinter, 22 in Mooncalf, a little bit extra stamina recovery, doesn't hurt, you know. And 56 in Arcanist. We want the really big Magicka recovery. It's really important for this build. Of course, Tenacity, 10% extra resources on a heavy attack. Really nice, because we're doing a lot of heavy attacks on this build, even if we don't need it, because the heavy attacks do a lot of damage, actually. So yeah, 43 points in Tenacity, really good. 37 in Tumbling, and 56 in Shadow Ward. The reason I split this up this way is, you know, we're blocking a lot on this build, you know, and we have a really strong block with the Ice Staff. It's really cheap. And this just reduces the cost even further. And since we have the Betty, the Blue Betty, and the Blue Betty gives us Magicka back even when we're blocking, we can even like sometimes gain a little, or just you know, make the Magicka drain from blocking a little less extreme. You know, when you have a lot of people, they can drain your Magicka pretty quick. But with the unhindered regen that you get from the Betty, it's awesome. And this is pretty cheap. You know, we can block for a long time. And of course, we want a little bit of like dodge rolling, and you could swap this around if you want to do more dodge rolling, but it won't really do like a huge difference. Since we have so much regen, so much stamina regen, we can dodge roll so lot anyway. And you will see this in the clips, in the PvP clips that I will show you after the build video. You will see I'm dodging a lot on this build, and I rarely ever have any stamina issues. And that's what like almost 17k stamina and 1800 stamina regen does for you. So yeah. And on the offensive side, we're going 56 Elfborn, 56 Elemental, and 77 Spell Erosion, and 81 Mastered Arms. Nothing over here. We're not doing any Thaumaturge or anything else crazy. So this is just for pure burst damage. This is a pure burst damage spec. So yeah, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the build. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you give it a try. It is amazing. Like I said, it's a pretty easy build to get. You know, those sets are not hard to get. Everyone has Shackle Breaker. Everyone has Bloodspawn. Not everyone has Amber Plasm, but you can get Amber Plasm. A lot of people have it. You have to farm it, unfortunately. You got to do the Mazaton, but you know, you only need 5 pieces, right? So easy. So yeah, I wish you luck with this build. Try it out. It's amazing. It works beautifully. I hope you enjoy it. I will leave you with some PvP clips now, and yeah, we'll see you next time. I don't get it. No. Vamp Drain never. See, I don't think I'm not doing enough damage. I think I'm fine with the damage. Vamp Drain never. Never did this. Dude, why is there so many people here? Oh my god, I can't move. Dude, cast it! I don't understand why I'm not casting. My Force Pulse has some fucking issues sometimes. Sometimes it just does not want to cast. Oh my god. All these NPCs here, oh, you're gonna regret this. Oh, this is enough, dude. Come on, how many fucking people do I need here? I can't even hit the players. Oh, Jesus. Fucking yeah. Dude, I can't switch my weapons. Oh. I wish I could just see something. I can't move, dude. I'm getting stuck on NPCs and fucking furniture and stuff like that. Fuck you, man! I just can't deal the damage here. Because I have to stay on the defense all the time. Ah, there you go. One guy gone. Ah. All right, you want to do this? Let's do it. Let's do it. Piece of shit. Whew. I need healing. Fucking steamrolling everything. Oh man, I just wish. Let me back up. Let me try to hit the tower here. Ugh! Motherfucker fell out of the tower. He's a tanky one, huh? Are you a tanky one? Oh, you're pretty tanky. 50k, really? Is that the fucking caliber I have to deal with here? Let me take care of the thing here first. Okay, he's not really a threat to me. You may leave now. I think he realized that this is not going anywhere. Oh my god. Here we go again. See ya. Good fight. Man, this build is a fucking... This build is a fucking keeper, dude. Not gonna lie. Oh, someone else coming in? I thought I saw someone walk into the tower here. Not sure though. Dude, how many fucking I just had 2 CCs plus a negate on me. This is like the fucking bulkiest light armor build that I've ever played. This build is even bulkier than my bulky light armor builds. Because this thing doesn't even have any fucking tank sets on. There's like nothing. It's just the Warden. It's just the Warden that makes it so tanky. It's crazy. He didn't see that one coming. He wasn't prepared for that. He was not prepared for that.